What is your American dream?
My American dream is for everyone to walk around freely and comfortable and not being afraid to show who they are.
My American dream is to help my people from my community.
My American dream is for people to be aware of different cultures and traditions and to be respectful of each other, of all those differences, because America is actually built by immigrants. We are all immigrants in this country.
My American dream is to continue doing what I'm doing and educating people about who we are as Mexicans, what we have to contribute to this country, and we are part of this country. Let's not forget that.
My American dream is for everybody to know that I'm not a bad man, that I'm really capable to do a lot of stuff in the best way possible, always with love, with respect, and with that passion that is a characteristic of us Mexicans.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam!
Apparently not. She and her husband, Chief Love.
Chief Love.
I like it though. Chief Love.
Chief Love! Wait, pause. Wait a minute. Sammy Joe's husband is named Chief Love? Why isn't my name Chief Love? Everybody knows that I'm the chief of love around here. Well, that's more like it. Nothing like a suave bowler mustache to make sure everybody knows who the chief of love is around here. I'm the one that makes sure everyone gets a Valentine around here every Valentine's Day. Hi, Giselle. I'm wondering if you would be my Valentine.
So sorry, Groundhog Sam, but I'm already taken.
Oh, okay. And I always like to give flowers to the ladies. The ladies all work so hard.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. And I enjoy kisses. International Women's Day. And of course, we all know that the biggest love of my life is Pimper One, the most precious of prairie dogs, living her best life in Thailand. I even learned how to say I love you in Thai. Pom Raccoon Mac. Pom Raccoon Mac.
Okay, we just learned how to say I love you.
That's right, Brad Squad. Pom Raccoon Mac. I love you very much. And you can just call me Chief Groundhog Sam of Love. That's right. Oh, hello, everybody. Did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, we had a lot of technical difficulties. Not my fault. I did not eat the wires. So anyway, Brad did a pop-up show, and he answered tons and tons and tons of people's legal immigration questions. And now is the time you have all been waiting for. It is time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-hosts Vanessa Ness-quick Contreras and Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy, and remember, Brad Squad, from Raccoon Ma, I love you, and I am the Chief of Love.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Brad Bernstein. This is Brad Show Live, and I believe I have somewhere on Wednesday, Hump Day, July 29th, the former Chief of Love, Dr. Love, formerly Dr. Love. I guess Groundhog Sam took over for you.
He's trying to take my spot.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
And of course, Vanessa.
Guys, there's enough love to go around.
And of course, there's more. There is enough love to go around. I like it. I like it very much, Vanessa. The world needs actually more love. We can use two Dr. Loves. We can use millions and millions of Dr. Loves.
Yeah.
I apologize.
You heal the love, and he's the chief of love. So he's the chief of the community, and the community needs healing. That's you. You see?
That is correct. That is correct. And I apologize to both of you yesterday who was waiting there patiently to do the show. We blamed Groundhog Sam, and Groundhog Sam took it very personally, but it wasn't Groundhog Sam, so we fixed it. So we're back. I'm glad you look great, Yo-Yo. Vanessa always looks great. Ness-quick, Dr. Love, Dr. Love, Ness-quick, Boss Lady, Yo-Yo. It's Hump Day, man. You ready? You ready to say hello to the squad?
Yes.
All right. Let's say hello to Elizabeth Francis, squad up. Christy Kinsali, how are you? Joan Grant, Deion Watson, squad up. Stargirl Mika Davin Sr., Nisha Humain, squad up. Simpson. Dolores saying squad up, guys. And Christy Kinsali with a big heart. Lisa Bling Rose doing Ness-quick's job, reminding everybody to share and like. Carol Anderson, the Tiger Mod Dukes, how are you? On YouTube, Ja Love. Barbara Gordon, squad up. Mohammed Hashem with a question. We'll get to you in a little bit. Meng Cheng, I will be with you as well in a little bit with a question. Naja Danishar also with a question. Johannes Walderbid saying, welcome, squad. And Dadu just says, please get my. Okay, Dadu, you got to finish your sentence. Yo-Yo and Ness-quick. Dr. Love and Boss Lady.
Yes,
And I don't even, and she's actually the sweetest person, so I don't even know why I call you Boss Lady, but you're Boss Lady anyway.
The boss.
You're the boss anyway. You are the boss anyway. Why don't you tell everybody what they need to do while I get ready for some schmoozing?
Absolutely. All right, everybody on Facebook. First things first, what I need you guys to do is join the Facebook fan page. It's so easy. All you have to do is put Brad Show Live in the little search button, and you have to join. We will accept it, and what you get is a lot of different incentives, but the number one thing is you could put your question in any time of the day, and that will be the first 5 questions that we ask during social media check-in. So make sure you guys join the VIP fan page so you could be a VIP squad member. Now on Facebook, I need everybody to share. It's simple, very easy, all right? If my mom could understand it from the words out of my mouth, then you guys can as well. All you have to do is click the little arrow. It says share. You can share it to anybody's page, share it to groups. I saw a lot of people sharing it to different cultural groups. That's amazing. That's what we need you guys to do. But also put a little heading in the title and let them know what the show is about. You could also copy the link and send it as a text message blast. All right, let's do this Monday through Friday. If you do this every day, they will catch on. All right, and they will start sharing. So we need to start doing that and building. All right, let's build together. It's a community. All right, now we also have to put all of our comments and questions in the comment section right now, because we don't get to every single social media question. So the earlier you put it, the better. All right, also interaction is number one. Interaction is key. We want to hear what you guys have to say. We'll be talking about different stuff that's going on in the world. We will be having Hump Day news. Throw in all your emotions, throw in everything, anything that you want to talk about, throw it in the comment section. All right, Ness-quick, what are we going to do on YouTube?
Okay, squad, if you haven't already, you should be subscribed to our YouTube channel and turn on that notification bell so you know when Brad Show is on live Monday through Friday. And like Yo-Yo said, make sure to put your questions in the comments on YouTube as well. Our team in the back is rounding up questions for us for social media check-in. The sooner you ask your question, the more likely it is to be a part of that round. We're also, you guys, making sure we show those thumbs up on YouTube. You guys have no idea how huge a thumbs up is for our community. Right now, I'm looking at 33 thumbs up, and there's more of us on here, so let's make sure to get that up there. When YouTube sees that you guys are liking what we're doing here, they're going to send way more people our way. And you guys should also be sharing it amongst your family and friends. Please make sure to share this. You can copy the link to the YouTube, text it over to someone, let them know that Brad is sharing amazing immigration information and answering your questions. And you can also catch us on Instagram at Brad Show Live, where you'll catch throughout the day the best snippets of the episode from the day before. And we also have tons of contests that are going on there. But for now, let's get to schmoozing with Brad.
All right, guys. Just last week, a Maryland court, a federal court in Maryland, told Donald Trump to put DACA back to what it was under President Obama, which is you can get deferred action for childhood arrivals, which is a promise from the government not to deport you, a work permit, advanced parole, as long as you have a reasonable reason to travel back and forth. And what Donald Trump did to get around all of this, he made a new memo, basically a new executive order, changing the program completely. The federal court ruled on the old memo. He said, forget it then, I'm going to make a new memo. And the new memo says he is going to reject all new applications for DACA until, unless you already filed for DACA, unless you had it previously. He's also going to reject all advanced parole applications unless you have extraordinary circumstances. And he is going to limit renewals to only 1 year instead of 2. In essence, the administration is still taking steps to put a halt to DACA, despite the fact that the Supreme Court said that he can't stop it. Meanwhile, in other news, John Lewis, Congressman John Lewis, he's going to be laid to rest tomorrow. He was the first black lawmaker to lie in state at the Rotunda. And guess who did not even go to pay respects? Yonathan and Vanessa, do you know who didn't show up? Everybody but one person.
Oh.
Trump, of course.
Yep.
But you know what?
All right. The first orange president, president did not go to see who is actually more important in my eyes, the first black lawmaker to lie in state in the Congress in the Rotunda.
Exactly, but you know, my thing is, and so I saw this on everybody's social media. All my friends was like, "This is disgusting," and whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, but are you surprised at this point? Like, did you really expect Trump to go to his funeral? And also, do you think that he would want him at his funeral? You know, so.
I wouldn't want Donald. I wouldn't want
Donald with him not going.
I wouldn't want Donald Trump at my funeral. If you remember what he said about John Lewis, he tweeted back around the time that he got inaugurated, Congressman John Lewis should spend more time on fixing and helping his district, which is in horrible shape and falling apart, not to mention crime infested, rather than falsely complaining about election results. All talk, 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 no action. Now, John Lewis was one of the organizers and speakers for the first historic 1963 March on Washington. He is a 17-term congressman. He was the senior member of the Congressional Black Caucus. Donald Trump told reporters that he would not be visiting the Capitol Rotunda to pay his respects, but did not give any reason. Vanessa?
Honestly, at this point, when I saw this, I just wasn't surprised. At the end of the day, though, I do feel what you're saying. Yo-Yo, like, would he even want him at his funeral? But it's just a matter of, if this person had made a mark in history, in U.S. history, as the president, he's still a human and made a mark, you know? You would think, but I'm not surprised at all.
Now
he doesn't know any better.
Now here's a big squad up to America. In this year, there is a record number of black women running for U.S. Congress. According to the Center for American Women in Politics, 122 black or multiracial black women have filed papers with the election committees of their particular state to run for a congressional seat in the 2020 elections coming up in November. The figure has increased steadily since 2012. In 2012, it was only 48. Since then, there has been 4 elections and 3 times the number of black women running. Now, as primary season draws to a close, nearly 60 black women are still in the running. They have not been lost an election yet. Now, according to a report by the Center of Women in Politics and Higher Heights for America, black women make up nearly 8% of the United States population, but only 4% of Congress. So they are certainly underrepresented. Now, although historically black women are more likely. This is what I find really interesting is black women you would think were going to run in black districts. But in this particular cycle, many are running in majority white or mixed districts, some that even had voted for Republican. I think that really shows the change, the social change, what's going on in America right now, Vanessa.
I agree.
Yeah, people are, I think with everyone raising their voices and understanding that they won't be represented for their community if they don't represent for their community themselves. So I'm all about women empowerment, and to see black women doing their thing, standing up, and if someone won't have a voice for us, we're gonna have a voice for ourselves. Yeah.
Now, when you walk into the voting booth, how do you think, as an American, you're obviously a woman, obviously a minority here in America, you're dark-skinned. How do you feel? You see a black woman or a Latino woman, do you automatically vote? Do you learn about that person ahead of time? What's your feeling when you go in? Do you say, because there's two ways to think about it, and both are legitimate. One way is to say, we're underrepresented, and I, as an underrepresented American, I have to put somebody to represent me. I don't care what they stand for. Or I will vote for the person whose politics best resembles what my politics is. I don't really care what their skin color is. I don't care if they're a man or a woman.
I will say this.
And by the way, there's no right answer. I'm just, there's no right answer to it.
So, in the moment, okay, I'm drawing a blank right now. The girl in Queens, that she's in office right now.
AOC.
Love her.
AOC.
Point is,
AOC.
Yeah, AOC. In the moment that she starts to campaign, when I see someone that looks like me, I'm automatically interested, which in turn, I wasn't a person maybe prior to being so involved with us here. Brad Show Live has brought so much light to me, but in the moment that I see someone in politics that looks like me, I'm paying more attention. So I'm doing my research on her, and I'm trying to understand how someone that looks like me is in this position. And now I'm opening up to learning more about the other candidates, learning more about politics, learning more about our system and how it works. But I would most certainly do my research on all candidates now that it's gotten my attention as a young millennial Latina voter. Like, now I'm interested, and I think a lot of people lack that prior to there being so much diversity in the system.
And Yo-Yo?
So I'm more aware now
feel?
Because someone like me.
I'll tell you what I do. But Yo-Yo, I'll tell you what I do as a white guy. Yo-Yo, but you say first, okay?
Well, me as a black man, when if I see a minority that's running, I immediately am gravitated to them just because, I assume that they would actually have our backs, minority neighborhoods. And if anything, that makes me research them a little bit more. So I don't vote for them just because, they are of color, but I actually do research more. And I do hold them on a higher pedestal, and I expect more from them. Just because, we've had to work so hard to get to this position and get to this point to where we can't run for anything. So I expect a lot from them. So I do my research for sure before I do vote for them. But I immediately am gravitated to them initially.
That's funny. For me, I want to see my political body, my Congress, the people who represent me, represent everybody. So me personally, I want to see a multicultural Congress because we're a multicultural country, and I want everyone to be represented fairly. So that's how I look at it first. So when I see a minority person who I could vote for, whether it's female or male, running for any elected office, I immediately go to see, do I agree with their politics? And I get disappointed if I don't, because I go, damn, I really want to
Yeah.
vote for them, but I can't.
Exactly.
But I really want to, but I
Yeah.
can't. So I get disappointed that I can't. But my first instinct is, I hope I can. And that's kind of
Yes.
how I
Right.
feel, because I really believe that we have to be what we want to be here in America. Everybody has to be represented fairly. If I'm going to be represented, but somebody else isn't, then this is why we have protests and riots and people feeling that they're getting the short end of the stick, that they're not being looked after like other people, that they're not being treated differently than other people. You know, when we get to a point where everybody's being treated equally and everybody's being represented fairly and everybody is represented that we are a multicultural country, you know, then maybe I would look differently. But right now, how I look, and maybe that's pie in the sky and that'll never happen, I don't know. But how I look right now is I really want to. And if I can't, I get pissed off.
Yeah.
I get really angry.
Absolutely.
I go,
I
damn.
do too.
That's
Agree.
how I am. Right. So
I feel like we all have the same logic.
yeah, we're like brothers from another mother, right? Meanwhile, the orange guy, he's complaining. He's complaining that he's not as well liked as Dr. Anthony Fauci. Did you see this?
Yes.
Did you see what he said? He actually said at a press conference yesterday, "Nobody likes me. It can only be my personality, that's all." Well, it starts with your personality and it ends with your politics, and in between it ends with your racial discrimination and your racial policies. So I mean, we could start with your personality, but it certainly doesn't end there, Mr. Trump. His lament came on the same day that the nation surpassed the grim benchmark of 150,000 deaths as a result of the pandemic. It's perfectly okay to do nothing and let a virus kill us. 150,000. God forbid somebody without papers kills an American, and they run scare videos on Fox News for 3 straight weeks. That all our problems are because this one guy killed an American, or this one lady, right? I mean,
Right.
Now, Trump has been at odds with Fauci for a while. Now, Fauci, he was the head of the National Institutes of Health. He is the head, but was when we were battling HIV and AIDS, and he's now serving his 6th president. Now, Trump said of Fauci, he's got this high approval rating, so why don't I have a high approval rating? And the administration, with respect to the virus, a poll in April found 76% of Americans trust the information they got from Fauci, and less than 40% from Donald Trump. Now, because of all of this, Trump at his press conference the other day said on August 15th, did you see this? He's going to throw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium because Dr. Fauci threw out a first pitch. So God forbid Dr. Fauci throws out a first pitch, but not Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
So then after the press conference, all of the advisors of the White House were scrambling.
He's so petty.
They were all scrambling to call the Yankees. Can Donald Trump throw out the first pitch? He just threw it out.
No.
So the Yankees said no. Can you imagine the boos he would have got? People would be, well, actually, he would be able to do it because there's no fans in the stadium. But if there were fans in the stadium, he would never have done it. Because
he would have got booed.
Because there's no fans in the stadium right now. So he says, I'll get away with doing it. Because he would never come to Yankee Stadium with 50, 60,000 fans in the stadium in the Bronx to throw out a first pitch. Would you?
Look at that picture.
Right. Let us never forget Yankee Stadium is in the Bronx.
Can you imagine the booze, the hot dogs, the beer that gets thrown on that guy if he came with people in the stands? So in any event, the Yankees declined. The Yankees declined to have him throw out the first pitch. And then Donald Trump released a press statement saying, oh, I'm busy that day, so I turned it down. Did you believe that?
For sure.
Did you believe of all of the things that are on his plate? Okay, we're in a trade war with China. Okay, North Korea nuclear weapons, Iran in the Middle East, coronavirus, protests, police brutality, racism. I could go on and on. An election that Russia is going to try to get Trump reelected again. Election interference. I mean, every day there's
foreign travel bans.
Travel bans, I didn't even get to immigration, and this is an immigration show.
Come on, Brad.
Yeah,
focus. We got some trouble here thanks to Trump.
Think about all the problems we have in this world, and the biggest thing he's got to worry about is why Dr. Fauci got to throw out the first pitch at Yankee Stadium, and he didn't get to do it.
It really gives me a headache.
How does anybody vote for this man?
It's like a child.
How does anybody vote for this man? It really goes to show, you would think that the whole, the United States to me is falling apart. But, I mean, at least it runs partly without any leadership whatsoever. But, I mean, the whole place is falling apart. Imagine 4 more years of this. Can you imagine? Yonathan, what are you going to do?
Brad.
Yonathan, what would you do?
If what?
4 more years of Trump.
4 more years of Trump.
I can't even imagine that.
I can't imagine it either. I cannot imagine it either. Meanwhile, today, the United States reached a grim milestone. More than 150,000 people have died of coronavirus. Can you imagine if 10 people died because of an immigrant who was out of status? The amount of protest and hatred that would go against immigrants. 150,000 people die of coronavirus. And they're talking about, on Fox News, Barr's testimony before Congress. They're talking about local murder rates, which definitely have to go down. But 150,000 people die of coronavirus. Nobody seems to care. One person out of status kills somebody, and all hell breaks loose. Where is the equivalency to all of this? Where is the equivalency of 150,000 Americans and nobody, from Donald Trump to Fox News to Porky at the Justice Department, to the Republican governors, nobody cares. Yet we should build a wall because they're coming to kill and rape us. They're coming to kill and rape us. We should stop students from coming to America because the students are coming to kill and rape us and take our jobs.
It's insane.
Insane. Where is the equivalency to all of this?
It just doesn't align.
Meanwhile, Muslim pilgrims have arrived in Mecca to a drastically scaled down Hajj this year, which began last night. For pilgrimage, it's all about connection and brotherhood. And this year, unfortunately, it's a big departure from the norm. It usually, going to Mecca is a highlight to a person in this faith's life. It is a highlight that everybody wants to be able to achieve. Usually 2.5 million Muslims from over 160 countries for 5 days of worship in the world's largest gathering of people, or one of the world's largest gatherings of people from around the world. But this time, there will only be between 1,000 and 10,000 people coming. Now, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has one of the Middle East's largest outbreaks of coronavirus so far. More than 266,000 infections, 2,700 deaths. Wow, I wish it was only 2,700 deaths in the United States of America. And finally...
That was like the first day.
What? That was like third. Well, every day this week, more than 1,000 Americans died as a result of coronavirus.
That's a lot.
And everyone seems to take it in stride. We lost 1,000 people because of coronavirus. Donald Trump said, don't wear masks. We don't need masks.
Just kidding. We all need masks now. I'll wear one too.
All right,
Barely.
you ready to have some laughs? Because we got to have some laughs. It's Hump Day Wednesday. Let's get those camels out.
Oh,
Because
Lord,
we-
my
we-
mother.
Yo-Yo and Vanessa, if we ever needed a laugh, it's today, right?
Yes.
All right, because if it wasn't Hump
And you have your mom watching, Yo-Yo?
I know my mom is in the comments.
If it wasn't Hump Day today, because this Hump Day will get me through the day today. If it wasn't Hump Day, I would have poured tequila in my Brad Show Live cup, all right? Because it was either tequila or Hump Day, one or the other. What is Yo-Yo grabbing? Yo-Yo already has his drink over there already.
Ready.
He's ready to go. So a group of men posing for provocative photos with their chicken friends on Facebook have a new name. They're called Chicken Daddies. The men even have a hashtag Chicken Daddy, and they appear to have quite a few fans on the internet. I love these so much, said a commenter named Jex, while another post declared, I laughed, I cried, I drooled, I did everything. There's naked men posing with their chickens.
Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo, it's
No.
a thing.
You have to be a part of the trend,
No.
Yo-Yo.
First of
You
all,
have
y'all
to
know
do
I
it.
hate
Just-
birds. I hate birds. Hate. Brad, you actually would be great as one of these. little cowboy hats.
Yo-Yo, I don't have the body for this. You have the body. Yo-Yo, you have the body for the shirtless chicken. Maybe that looks more like me. But that looks more like me. But the first guy looked more like Yo-Yo.
See, that's what I'm saying. Look. There's somebody for everybody.
That's right. Oh yeah. So I don't know. What happens? Does the
That's
chicken
Yo-Yo
scratch
right
you?
there.
Does the chicken scratch? Maybe that's me too in the hat. I don't know. But does the chicken scratch? What does he do? And why do these men love
This
chicken
guy
with their
right by
shirts
the
off?
lake.
No, I don't know. I literally have a fear of birds. So just watching this, I'm getting anxiety.
Meanwhile, masks in the UK are compulsory, not like in the United States. So UK shops up and down the country, you always have to wear a mask when you go in. But one man made a mockery of the new rules this week by fashioning one into a G-string and strutting along Oxford Street in the nude.
What?
Passerbys in London looked on bemused as the naked man confidently made his way down the road wearing nothing but a mask across his privates. Yo-Yo, given the choice between a shirtless chicken or a mask down Oxford Street in London, just wearing a mask around your privates, what do you pick?
I have to pick the chicken.
You would pick the chicken. Now the stun came.
Even with your anxiety.
I'm already. Oh God.
You were just like that on
Actually,
Valentine's
actually, wait. I did do the Cupid run. And I was half naked, so I could just do that.
You can do that too. You can
do the mask. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Yo-Yo put a mask over his privates and just carried around the bow and ran around New York City. So
Right.
Ladies, what do you think in the comments?
Now the stunt came after brawls broke out in supermarket aisles across England as shoppers confronted other customers for not wearing the masks. So this guy decided to wear it around his privates. Now,
I like what Sherry said. You could just Photoshop the bird in the picture. I like that.
That's very smart.
Right.
I bet you some of these guys did that too. You know what I could do is I could Photoshop the bird and my chest.
And the abs.
And the abs. I could do both. They'll be like, who's this guy with the chicken?
There you go.
Meanwhile, some single people are agreeing to a hookup pact. Have you ever heard of this, Yonathan and Vanessa? A hookup pact? It sounds exactly what it says, that two people commit to breaking social distancing orders for each other and only each other in an attempt to have sex. The thought process being if two people are only going outside to see each other, they will be less at risk of contacting coronavirus. While it seems that this arrangement basically forces some singles into monogamy under the guise of a hookup pact, their sole intention is not to have a relationship. It's just to hook up and have sex. So it's basically, I'm going to be
Look at
your friend.
Tinder.
I'm gonna be your 2 a.m. Hookup. But we're only gonna hook up with each other. I can't call other people for hookups at 2 a.m.
I mean, it's safe.
That
Safety
sounds like
first.
a trap,
Have you ever heard of that thing?
but definitely
No.
safety.
I never either. Now,
It's safe. No.
now,
Apartment
No.
now. By the way, here's Yo-Yo in the coronavirus. Well, I mean, with the coronavirus, pre-coronavirus
No, that
with
was
the Cupid.
That was
pre-corona.
pre-COVID.
But
That
he
was
doesn't.
pre-COVID.
He has more than a mask on. He has full red underwear on. He has more than a mask. It would be less than that, Yo-Yo. It would be less than that.
I'm so glad your mom's watching this.
Now,
So she can see the masterpiece she created.
now,
Really enjoying this.
Now, going back to this hookup pact. A relationship expert says a hookup pact can be a good idea if you have significant trust with each other. You think people would do hookup pacts? I think it'll last for about 3 days. They'll be like,
With Yo-Yo looking like Cupid.
I think it'll be like, yeah, I'll do a hookup pact with you, and then the next morning you're like, I'm not doing no hookup pact with you. I think that's kind of how it would work, right?
If I wasn't in a relationship, why not? Look at Cupid. Look at Cupid.
Oh my gosh. Why do we keep on showing that?
All right. Now, Houston is now the home to Texas's first drive-through strip club. A Texas strip club has now has found a creative way to attract customers while letting their ladies strut their stuff. The Vivid Gentlemen's Club in Houston is set up inside a makeshift tent turned club where customers can park. You can park your car for 2 songs and get a jiggle. Dancers show off their moves, give you a jiggle, and then you give them $20 or $40. Customers can also order booze as long as they're not driving and pick from several types of 6-packs for an entire bottle of Fireball. The live entertainment serves as sort of distraction while the driver's food is being prepared. Yo-Yo, would you pay $20 or $40 for a 2-song jiggle through the window?
No. I hate strip clubs already, so I definitely wouldn't like. These are for people that like they have to get their fix.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Now, the manager claims that the move is more than keeping staffers afloat during the economic crash, so it's helping the strippers and the staff stay afloat, so to speak.
Yeah.
Pay the strippers. Pay the strippers.
Brad, would you go?
Would I go? Sure. Why not? What do I care?
New norms. Look at the new norms.
Why not? You know,
this is the new norm.
You know, I'm like, oh, I got to drive to the pharmacy. I got to get some milk. Oh, I'll stop by the strip club for 2 songs. Woo, honey, I'm home with the milk, right? Yeah, why not, right?
Right. And he's giving back to the community.
That's
like,
right. It's 2 songs. Here's
Brad
20.
is a great man.
That's right. Here's
A
20.
helpful guy.
That's right. Here's 20 for you, Stormy Daniels, and here's 20 for you, Stormy Daniels' friends.
Stormy Daniels.
Right. All right. So, meanwhile, according to live streaming sex site Strip Chat, more than 75% of United States users are logging in to watch its X-rated content while they're at work. By far, the most popular time of the day is between 3 and 4 o'clock when 90% of users are logging on. Strip Chat's communications director, Max Bennett, in a statement said remote workers are beginning to explore new mid-afternoon pick-me-ups since another cup of coffee just ain't cutting it. So all of our remote workers are now logging into the campsites to get a little quickie before they go back to work, and they're not logging off the clock at work. What do you think of that, Yo-Yo and Vanessa? You believe these statistics?
I believe it.
You believe it?
For sure.
Guess who's the most active on Strip Chat? It is none other than New Yorkers. 10% of all of Strip Chat's viewers are based here in New York. California is second. So it's us New Yorkers that are logging on, jerking off, and going right back to work again.
That's why New York is so safe right now. Look at how you didn't mention Florida. Look at that. 'Cause
Yes,
they're all
that
out
is
and about.
right. Now, public service announcement. Uncle Brad is in the office every day, so it's not me in New York City doing that. I'm here in the office. Everybody sees me. Damn. Damn.
Not guilty.
Damn. I should be working from
damn.
home. And finally, Gwyneth Paltrow appeared on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon recently and plugged her collection of candles. This smells like my orgasm. The candle costs $75 and is available on Goop's website alongside a colorful description. This blend is made with tart grapefruit, neroli, and ripe cassis berries blended with gunpowder tea and Turkish rose absolutes for a scent that's sexy, surprising, and wildly addictive. Yonathan and Vanessa, I have never heard that an orgasm has a particular smell. Do you know anything about this?
No.
What
This is
Gwyneth
literally
says is what she says.
Do you think
this right here is a perfect example of people just be buying shit just because it's a celebrity that puts their stamp on it? Like, you know damn well that don't smell like what she says smell like. Grapefruit? What?
Now, do you remember? Do you remember her? By the way, she has children. Do you think her children would get made fun of in school?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for the kids, but you remember last year she made headlines with another candle dubbed "This Smells Like My Vagina."
Right.
And you want to know what? To be honest with you,
and it sold out.
Do you know what? To be honest with you,
yeah, it did. What?
I don't want to smell her orgasm nor her vagina. I think if even somebody gave Gwyneth Paltrow's scent to me, I'd return it. I'd throw it in the trash bin. I don't know if I really want to smell either one of those.
I'm good.
It was just hype branding.
When I come to think about it.
Look at how we're still talking about it. Good branding. I mean, exactly. They got some great grapefruit extract and then decided, like, okay, let's make sure it's eye-catching.
She's married now, right? I believe she's married, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Probably.
Or she's dating somebody, she was divorced. She was divorced from Chris Martin, but maybe she married again or no? I don't know. But whoever she's dating, keep her smell your direction.
Right.
All right. With that, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, why don't you tell everybody what they need to do? We're going to be getting into immigration questions. Sam has been waiting for over 1 hour from Washington, D.C. Sam, we're coming at you in 2 minutes. Yo-Yo and Vanessa, go do your thing.
Okay, first things first, you already know, everybody on Facebook, it's time to start your watch parties. It's so simple. All you have to do is click share, the little arrow, then host your watch party or start a watch party and start. What it does, it takes our video from our page to your page, and it shows everybody on your friends list that you are hosting a watch party. Now, everybody's going to be like, what the heck are you hosting? So they're going to tune into that, and you could actually communicate to them just in your comment section. But also, bring them from your page to our page. Tell them to go to the main page and put in any questions that they have as well. All right? It's very simple. You guys saw exactly how to do it. Now, Ness-quick, what are we going to do on YouTube?
Okay, squad, on YouTube, if you haven't already, and you already should, you should be subscribed to our channel. Turn on the notification bell so that you know when we are on live Monday through Friday. But this is the time for you to share this link. So there is an arrow right there. It says share. Grab that link, copy it, put it into a text message, and tell your friends that Brad is about to answer your immigration questions live. He's answering calls right now. And you guys already know the number. It's always scrolling down below. Also, you can catch us on Instagram, Brad Show Live. Make sure that you check out the best of our show there. And we're also hosting contests there every now and again, but you have to follow us to know when those come up. And let's get right to it, guys. Getting answers to your immigration questions. Brad.
All right, Sam from Washington, D.C. with a burning question here on Hump Day Wednesday on Brad Show Live. Sam, you're on the air. What can I do to help you?
Hey, Brad, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You're funny, boy.
Thank you. What's going on?
No, I say, Brad, I have a question. Like, I brought my wife from, Africa, and, she got a green card. I'm a U.S. citizen.
Great.
I brought her here, with the green card marriage and everything. And she's here almost, she got 2 years green card, and she's going to renew it in about, about maybe 3-4 months left.
Okay. So she's got, by the way, you got to file within the 90-day period before it expires. So she's right around the time to file now.
I appreciate it. So I want you to do that for me, too. So that's why, I'm listening to your show and everything. So I just have a question.
Sure.
And, she have a health issue, right, Brad? And, she's receiving, a government assistance and, housing because, she have a bad health and, they gave it to her.
Sure.
And I was wondering, when she, do her renewing her green card, which is, I think it's called removing condition something. I don't know.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and then that, and when she becomes a citizen, when she try to apply for the citizen, is that going to affect her?
No.
So that's my question.
No. The poverty guidelines only affect her if she's applying for her green card or she has remained outside of the United States for more than 6 months and is returning on her green card. Then they have the right to look at, will she become a public charge? Less than 6 months, they don't. They don't have a right to look at public charge when you're removing the conditions. It's not even an issue. The only issue is, are you in a real marriage? And they don't have a right to deny your citizenship because you're a public charge when you file for your citizenship. So for both of those reasons, she will be fine. Now, you, by filing for her, you signed an affidavit of support for her. You wrote you signed a contract as the U.S. citizen between yourself and the U.S. government that said you promised to support her 125% above the poverty level, and if you don't, and the government has to support her, then at that point the government has a right to go after you to recover the monies that they paid for her support. Now. The government can go after you in hypothetically, but in reality, I have never seen the government go after anybody ever, even though Donald Trump says he's going to. He still hasn't. So, the answer is you're fine.
Oh, okay. So she can receive because of her because of her health issues. She's receiving the housing,
the answer
and then
is
so it was not affect her citizenship, also and removing too, right? Removing condition.
You're good. Thumbs up from Brad.
I appreciate it, Brad, and thank you very much. You're very welcome. And wait, Brad, why don't you run for the president so I can vote for you?
You know what? I was thinking about it because Kanye's doing it, right? And he doesn't seem he was able to do it. So maybe I should just do it too. Why not? Maybe for 2024. You never know. All right. Thanks for watching, Sam. I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you, Brad.
All right. Let's go to Johannes in West Palm Beach, Florida. Johannes.
Hello, Brad.
Hi. How are you?
Thank you for the good work.
My pleasure.
I petitioned to my wife back in 2017. She lives in Africa. And her case is approved now. I received a notification of approval. It says her case will be sent to the NBC.
Right.
That was the correct one.
Yep.
But on the official I-797 notice, they said that the beneficiary lives in US, and they asked me to apply for adjustment of status. That's totally wrong. Can you advise me how to correct this?
All right. So you have an approval notice that says the beneficiary is applying for adjustment of status. You did the I-130, and now it never got transferred to the National Visa Center, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has been more than a month. Yeah.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to file a form I-824. And on the form I-824, you're going to check off a box that says, I want, it'll say something to the effect of, I want to take something that says something like approved action and to transfer a file somewhere else. There's 3 different boxes, but I don't remember exactly what it says. It says approved action. You want to transfer the file somewhere else. You check that box, and it'll say, where do you want the file transferred? And it'll say, and you'll write National Visa Center, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and then they're just going to ask for the case number on the I-130, and you can say I-130 and the EAC number or the NBC number or whatever number you have, the MSC number, and you put the case number. So it's going to be the I-824.
You said I-824?
Yes.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you for the good work.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate it.
I wish I remembered. I'm having a senior moment. I don't remember exactly what the phrase is, but you'll see it on the box. Let's go to Kelly in Queens. Kelly.
Yeah.
How are you?
Hi, Brad. I'm fine. All right. So my situation is I live in Jamaica. However, my fiance came down for us to get married and all of that.
Great.
We're married for like 3 months now. However, I came out here because I'm currently now in Queens to visit him. But the thing is, I really don't want to leave. So
don't.
I don't. I really want to be here with you.
I want you to stay too. So let me tell you what to do. Okay. So you're not. Let's fast forward to the end. If this was a movie, we fast forward to the end. You stay here. You get your green card here. You get your work permit here. You get everything here. And next time you travel back to Jamaica is either with a travel document issued by the government or a green card. And what you're going to do is you're already married. How long have you been here in the United States now?
I would say maybe a little bit over 2 months.
Okay. So what you're going to do for the next month is visit and do nothing. And then, what are we now? We're now towards the end.
Visit? What do you mean visit?
You're visiting right now. I know. And you're gonna just listen to me. Okay?
Okay.
You're gonna continue to visit. You're visiting, you're continuing to visit. At 90 days after you are visiting, you're going to file an adjustment of status application for your green card here. It's going to be the I-40, but you're only going to do it after 90 days. It's going to be the I-45, the I-130, the I-130A, the I-864, the I-944, the I-765, the I-131. And if you're not sure what to do, you come see me, and I'll be happy to have a consultation with you. But the answer is, in about 2 or 3 more weeks, you will be eligible to adjust your status. So just hang in there. That's why I said visit now.
So do you think it's going to be like a major issue, or
as long as I think that if you file your paperwork now, it is a major issue. If you wait more than 90 days, and I really urge you to go back after the show, and because the show is forever on the internet, go back and watch your question again. And I will, and you'll understand. But before 90 days, you're visiting. After 90 days, you're applying for your green card. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hold
Thank
on
you
one
so
second.
much.
All right. I think you need a little help. Hold on. Let's go to Anita in Seattle, Washington. Anita.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I have a question. It's about my brother. He got married to a girl from Kenya, and he's brought her over here, and they have 2 kids together. But it's kind of like it's a miserable marriage for him because he feels that he's kind of stuck with her because they have kids together, and he wants to know what he can do to get out, but also have like custody of the kids because he suspects that she is neglecting the kids, and she's also maybe abusing them.
Your brother is the citizen, or your brother came from another country?
No, my brother is the citizen.
All right. So 2 things, okay? Nobody has to stay in an unhappy marriage. So your brother should go speak to a divorce attorney, get a divorce from her, and as part of the divorce, if he wants to have custody of the children, he should apply for it and prove why it's in the children's best interest to be with him. And if there is abuse in the relationship, I would think the children's best interest is to be with him. But he has to prove all of this. He just can't just make wild accusations. But this is really a divorce question, not an immigration question. He's the U.S. citizen. Just get divorced and then ask for custody of your children. Now, she has a right, unless she is really abusing the children, she has a right to visit her children. She has a right to also request custody as well. But obviously, if there's abuse, the other thing, if it's really, truly abuse, he should call Child Protective Services. But the children would then be taken away from both of them.
Okay. And then the second part of the question is he's like very careful. Like he doesn't want to jump into anything. So like, what about like putting up like nanny camps and like audio and video? I know there's like certain like laws that prohibit.
Well, I don't know what state he's in. I mean, it's his personal property. But if he's going to start, nanny camming, the wife, naked or something, then that could be a problem. But if it's a one-party or two-party state, I don't really know what state you're in.
It's Washington, Seattle, Washington.
Yeah, I don't know what the laws are in Seattle, Washington in terms of nanny camming. But, you just have to be careful that, you're not invading somebody's privacy. That's all.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Taking the non-immigration question. Meng Chung in Appleton, Wisconsin. Meng Chung.
Yes. How are you, Brad?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just hanging there. Yes, I have this case. Yes. In my mother-in-law, she was using some name, but at that time I didn't know. So in 2012. Hello?
I'm listening. Something about your mother-in-law and a name. That's all I know so far. Meng Chung. What happened to you? Meng Chung. You waited so long. I hear you. Meng Cheng. I'm sorry. I'm calling you Meng Chung. It's Meng Cheng. My apologies.
Yeah, sorry.
That's why you're not responding, because you're like, who's Meng Chung? I'm not Meng Chung. I'm not going to respond.
Sorry.
Meng Cheng. My apologies.
Yes.
Well, okay, start again. Your mother-in-law.
Yes. I brought her in the United States one time in 2012.
You brought your mother-in-law. How do you bring your mother-in-law? You mean your wife filed for your mother, or she came on a visitor's visa? What happened?
Yeah, exactly. Bring a visitor visa.
Visitor's visa for your mother-in-law.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, me and my wife sponsored her to come here one time in 2012. And then she stayed here for 3 months and she went back. Okay. And then 2014, we have another baby, so we want to bring her to visit one more time.
Great.
And then she told me she got rejected, so at that time I didn't know what's going on. And then later on, I asked her what happened. She said because she didn't understand. She lived in Cambodia, right?
Okay. What is your question? Tell me what's your question. You're telling me a whole life history.
Yeah.
What's the question?
Yes. The question is, how can I? Because I want to meet me and my wife.
Is your wife a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Okay, so if your wife is a U.S. citizen, your wife can file a visa petition for her to get a green card as the daughter of a U.S. citizen. That's what she should do, and then then your mother-in-law would get a green card in a little over a year, and then she can come and go as much as she wants.
But the thing is that she was using a fake name.
Oh, well, that's a different story. That's a different. Okay, so it's a misrepresentation now.
Yeah.
You can't sponsor as a U.S. citizen daughter. You cannot sponsor your mother if there's a misrepresentation for fraud. So that means that the only way that your mother would ever be able to come to the United States with a green card, at least, would be if she got married to a U.S. citizen. I doubt that's in the cards for her. So she can apply for a non-immigrant visa waiver, but it is unlikely. But you can try, and we can certainly talk about it. But there is a waiver for a non-immigrant visa, visitor's visa. She would have to show that she has the intent of going home. She's not planning on living here and staying here, and she would have to have a good reason why she's coming. Plus a waiver, and that's based on weighing what she did wrong versus the benefit to the United States. And the reason why I doubt that waiver would get approved is because your mother's coming to help you with a baby, which could be considered employment, but also that's not benefiting the United States. That's just getting free nanny help. So for all of those reasons, I doubt that the waiver would be approved anyway, unfortunately.
Okay, what you're saying that is there any way you mean
what I'm saying is I doubt highly. What I'm saying is that your wife cannot file for your mother-in-law. The only way your mother-in-law can get a green card is marriage to a U.S. citizen and show hardship to that U.S. citizen spouse. And if you try to get a visitor's visa with a waiver and you have to show what the benefit to the United States is, you won't be able to show it. So for all of those reasons, unfortunately, it's not looking good for your mother-in-law.
Okay, let me understand clearly. So I mean, even though me and my wife, we as U.S. citizens, we sponsor her to live here.
I just told you she can't get a waiver through your U.S. citizen wife. So unfortunately, that's the case. But hold on one second. I'm happy to help you off the air. All right, let's go to who are we going to? Niles in Atlanta, Georgia. Niles. Going once, Niles. Going twice for Niles. All right, Niles, we're putting you back on hold. Let's go to Paul in Long Island. Paul.
Brad, hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you today? I'm doing good, thank you. Okay, my question is, in 2017, I came to U.S. on a student visa. And within a year, I applied for asylum. And now my employer wants to sponsor me. Am I eligible for sponsorship?
You have a pending, but you never went for your interview for asylum.
Yes, no.
Okay.
I haven't been to any interview.
So if you're married to a U.S. citizen in a bona fide marriage, you can file an adjustment, withdraw your asylum, and you get a green card as long as you can prove it's a bona fide marriage. Absolutely.
Okay, but am I not eligible for getting a sponsorship from my employer?
You are not eligible for sponsorship from an employer because you've overstayed on your visa and violated it, and you would have to go home to pick up your green card. And you can't go home to pick up your green card because you've just told the government that you're terrified to go home to pick up your green card.
Okay, so the marriage is the only option I have right now.
Correct.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sure do.
All right, let's go to Rick in Brooklyn. Rick.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello?
How are you?
Good. So I'm not going to take too much of your time. So I'm from Russia, and I came on an F1 student visa. And then what happened is I filed for asylum, and then it got declined. And I went to 26 Federal Plaza to see the judge. And then he said, okay, no problem. We're going to put it in the, pending case. So, I was waiting. And while I was waiting for, the individual hearing date, I got married to a U.S. citizen. And then I filed I-130.
You filed an I-130 with a bona fide marriage exemption to prove it was a real marriage.
Exactly.
Right?
And then I filed also I-485 too with the judge.
And then with the judge. Okay, good.
Let me speak, please, Brad. I love how you describe everything, but listen to me. This is a very unique case. Okay. So what happened is I went to individual hearing 2 years ago with my wife in front of a judge in 26 Federal Plaza, and then judge said, okay, everything looks fine. I'm going to postpone your interview, like master and individual hearing, but next time you come back here, you come with the approved I-130. So months ago, 2020, this year, months ago, I received the interview notice for I-130, and a couple of days ago, I went to 26 Federal Plaza with my wife, and then we had separate Stokes interview, and we passed it. Today, a couple hours ago, I received a 797 notice saying that, my I-130 application was approved, and it's good to go. So it's a bona fide marriage. They understood it. And then now I filed 485 already and paid the fee with the judge, the court, and did the biometrics. And then right now another master hearing is the December 5, 2020, but the courts are closed till 14th of August 2020. So right now, I don't know what to do because my work authorization is expiring on August 11th this year, and I have approved I-130, and I don't know what should I do, what is it called, motion to advance, or
you can file to renew your work permit, number one, and number two, you should make a motion to recalendar to see if you could get a quicker quicker date to adjust your status, because it shouldn't take a judge more than a few minutes to do it. And you make the motion to recalendar and say, I have the approved I-130. My master calendar's in December. Can we recalendar earlier for a quick individual hearing so we can complete the case? And it's up to the judge's, discretion whether to do that or not.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that the COVID-19 would affect his schedule?
Yes, of course. They're all backed up enormously, but that doesn't mean that, sometimes, judges adjourn hearings and all of a sudden they have this open spot. They're like, oh my God, Jim, I just got a letter from Jim asking for an adjournment on his individual, and now Rick from Brooklyn is asking, well, slot Rick in. You never know what's happening on a day-by-day basis on the judge's calendar. So it's worth trying.
I understood. So one more thing. If I decide to stick to December 5, 2020, master calendar date, until then, do you think that is a smart idea to get advance parole to travel back to Russia and come back while in the removal proceeding? Because I didn't do it with any lawyer.
You applied for asylum, right?
Yes, but
okay,
I withdrew from asylum from the judge.
Doesn't matter. Let me tell you something, Rick. You wrote to the U.S. government, I am terrified to go back to Russia. They will kill me and torture me. And then all of a sudden you got married and then everything's perfect in Russia. Guess what?
Well,
they would deny you for misrepresentation, and now you got a big problem. You cannot travel to Russia at all. Even when you get your green card and you travel back, they're going to give you a problem at the airport. Didn't you apply for asylum? Didn't you say you were terrified to go? And here you are 6 months later?
It was 8 years ago.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. Now you can go. You'll say at the airport, it was 8 years ago, and they'll say, go tell it to a judge. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
I understood. So, but at most advanced parole and then traveling back there, it's a scratch off. And one thing I'm concerned right now, I did it without lawyer. I did it everything myself. And all the incomes and the taxes, everything looks so far good. The background checks, no criminal history, nothing. And I'm like, do you think that I can do it myself, the motion to advance, to adjust status myself? Do you think if I do enough research, I can do it myself? Is it doable, or do I get a lawyer? Because I tried to call a couple lawyers and I tried to explain the situation. I even paid for their online, what is it called, consultation, and then they're giving me a price around $5,000-$6,000 just to go there, and all the paperwork file I've done it myself already.
Can Rick save $5,000 Magic 8 Ball and not pay a lawyer and just do this on his own and risk screwing this up, Magic 8 Ball? And the answer, Magic 8 Ball says, he says, yes, definitely, Rick, you can do it. What the Magic 8 Ball says. You can try. I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? The judge will say, no, you did it this far. And by the way, you didn't have a complicated case, you had an easy case. But it's okay, I listened to your whole story anyway. All right, Rick?
So, I got you. The one thing is, should I get a lawyer or not? And then should I go to the
Rick, when you ask a lawyer if you should get a lawyer, my answer is yes. But if you feel you can do it on your own, you've done it on your own, then do it on your own.
All right, so I will get a lawyer. But the question is, should I apply after 14th of August, or should I start doing it right now?
Now. You have the I-130 approved.
All right, that's enough. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
That was enough.
Okay. All right, Rick trying to do it all on his own. Nisha in Houston, Texas. Nisha.
Hey, how are you, Brad?
How you doing?
Me good. First of all, thank you so much. You're helping us a lot, and I'm learning from you a lot of information about the immigration thing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Brad, I have 3 questions. First, I applied for my brother in category F4 sibling, and I filled I-130 about in 2014, and I just realized about 2 months ago I put the wrong birth year. It was 1990 instead of 1991.
Did you get an approval notice? Did you get a denial notice?
No. I didn't receive yet anything from the USCIS.
So one of 2 things will happen. Either they'll miss it and just approve the case, or they'll write a letter back to you saying, what's the deal with the, an RFE, it's called a request for further evidence. What's the deal with the birthday? They won't say it, it'll be more legalese. I'm just saying, what's the deal with the birthday? And you'll have to explain, I made a mistake. But you don't have to write anything now because nobody's going to look at it. Wait for them to say something to you about it. It's perfectly fine.
Okay, actually, I just submit the documents which shows the correct date of birth. Only I put the date of birth incorrect in the I-130.
Did they ask you to do that?
No, I did by mistake.
I understand that okay, that's fine. You submitted the correct document. So what I'm saying to you is just wait for immigration to say something to you about the incorrect form. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. And if they do, you'll fix it at that point.
Okay. And the other question is, I applied for my mom, and right now she's a green card holder, and she is outside the United States right now on the re-entry permit. So her re-entry permit gonna be expired on October. There is any way, because of COVID-19 and she is 55 plus, so there is any way can I apply for the extension of re-entry permit, or no? She has to become here.
The re-entry permit has to be done here. She can apply for an SB1 visa at a U.S. Embassy abroad, but there's no guarantee they give it to you.
Okay. And the third question is, my mom, she applied for my brother, and her income is 0. And whenever she comes, she lives with us, but we didn't.
So you'll get a second
put
affidavit.
her name.
You'll get a second affidavit of support from somebody else.
For somebody else, like my husband can do as a joint sponsor.
Your husband would file, if they live in the same household, he would file an I-864A, and then you can still get a joint sponsor.
Okay, so we don't need to fill up the different I-864 like a joint sponsor,
no,
or as a household member?
Your husband's a household member.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Hold on one second if you need more help, okay, Nisha? Let's go to Mark in Parsippany, New Jersey. Mark.
Hey, Brad. Thank you so much for the amazing show.
Good, thank you.
I have two quick questions. First one, I came here with a B2 visa on 2012, and I overstayed. And last year, October 2018, I get married with U.S. citizen. And the question is, if I apply now, how long is it going to take to get the work permit and all that things together, green card?
Well, if you got married to a U.S. citizen and filed an adjustment, pre-COVID, it was 5-6 months for a work permit and about a year for a green card interview. You got to expect at least that, if not more. But perhaps, that could change depending on how they fund immigration, whether they will be furloughed at the end of the month. It also changes depending on how many people apply. So my best guesstimate, and nobody knows what the hell is going on with coronavirus, and if anybody says they know, they're a liar, but my best guesstimate would be exactly what it was before Corona, which is about 5-6 months for your work permit and about a year for your green card. But that is as good a guess as anyone can make.
Yeah. So I get married in October 2018. So
the only guess I can tell you that's not a guess, that's a fact, is if you don't file, you'll never get anything. So file it, and then let's hope for the best.
Yeah, will I get the 2 years directly, or the 10 years? Because it's going to be 2 months.
If you get your interview for your green card and you get your green card issued more than 2 years after the date of your marriage, it would be a 10-year card.
Because I got married on October 2018, so I'm almost 2 months.
Yeah, so you would get a 10-year card. It's not. So even if you file today, you're going to get a 10-year card because you're not getting an interview in 2 months. So it's not from the time. It's not 2 years from the date of the marriage to filing. It's 2 years from the issuance of the green card. You would get a 10-year.
I got it. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Best of luck. All right, let's go to Abdul in Boston. Abdul.
Hey, Brad. Thank you so much for answering my questions today. I really appreciate the job you're doing for immigrants and those people who's come in this country.
Yeah, thank you.
Greatly. I have two questions. One is I have a 10-year green card, and I become fully 5 years resident of the United States. So I file my citizenship about 30 days from today. June 29.
Okay.
So I haven't received any receipt yet, but I'm still waiting. I don't know if this is a pandemic or this is a normal. But,
pandemic. It's pandemic.
Tracking number.
It's pandemic.
It's a pandemic.
Yeah. Did you
yes,
get?
My second question.
Did you get what you really want to be tracking is, did they cash your check or did they take your fee? Because if they took your fee or cash your check, then you know you're okay. Then you know you're okay.
Yeah, so I was tracking. Yep, that happened. So that happened.
So then you know you're okay. That's
Okay,
really what you
perfect.
need to track is they took your money. That means the application made it to the
Okay.
right place.
Right. So the second question is, I had a baby who was born 3 weeks ago outside the country.
Congratulations.
Will that baby? Thank you so much. Would that be citizen automatically when I become citizen, or I have to file for him?
You have to file for him in I-130, and if that baby comes with a green card to come live with you as a green card holder under the age of 18, living with his father, who's a U.S. citizen, at that point, being in the legal and physical custody of you with a green card under 18 in your household, that would make him an automatic U.S. citizen. So basically what would happen is after you file an I-130, you can upgrade it when you become a citizen, and when your son comes, he's presumably coming to live with you. The entry into the United States as a lawful resident to come live with his father would make him the U.S. citizen. He would only be a U.S. citizen if you were already a U.S. citizen before he was born, and then there's other rules for that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. That was my question. So that's it. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Have a great.
Thank you. Let's go to Minosha in Eustis, Florida. Minosha.
Hey there, Brad.
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
Good.
Good. Thanks for everything that you do.
Thank you.
I need some guidance. My husband is here on a conditional resident, which expired last year. We got the extension, which is going to expire in November coming.
Mm-hmm.
The green card that he has expired, and he lost his green card. What should we be doing?
Make an info pass to go down to immigration to get a stamp in his passport with a temporary I-551 stamp. But because of Corona, if you just say, I want a stamp for no reason, then they may say, sorry, we're not going to do it. We're only taking these type of interviews or these type of appointments for a valid reason. So you may want to go with a letter from his job saying, we need proof that you're legal to work, or maybe a plane ticket because he needs to travel. But you need to be able to show immigration, besides making the InfoPass appointment when you're going down there, that you need this evidence for some particular reason, whether it's work or travel, and then they'll put a stamp in his passport. Got it?
And so I think so, to be honest. But in the meantime, he lost the green card. Should we be making a police report or what?
I mean, you can, but it's not gonna really do anything because they're not going to issue him a new green card at this moment, and all they're going to do is give him extensions and stamps in his passport until the I-751 is approved, and then they will mail him a new green card as a 10-year green card. So getting the police report's not going to make one iota of a difference.
But we've already had an interview scheduled, and due to Corona, they suspended until further notice. So we don't know when we're going to get that.
That's why you make an InfoPass appointment. But hopefully they'll do it soon. But Corona's going wild right now in Florida, so I doubt it will be any time in the next couple of weeks. But you never know.
Right.
But in the meantime, when he goes for his interview, he'll bring his passport with him and say, "I lost my green card." It's perfectly fine.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Let's go to Lisa in Queens. Lisa.
Hi. My boyfriend came here in 2001 through the border. I think in 2006 or something, he filed taxes using a phony Social Security number. And in 2013, he applied for a tax ID number and he got one, but he's never paid any taxes in almost 19 years he's been here, except for that one, phony time.
Well, he
if
had
we
to
get
have,
married,
he had to have applied for. He had to file a tax return for the year he applied for the tax ID number, because you could only get a tax ID number when you apply with a with a tax identification. In order to get a tax identification number, wow, I'm going crazy today. You need to have applied. You need to have filed a tax return.
yeah, okay.
So at
but
least we
since-
know he filed for the year he did his tax ID, and we know he filed with a fake Social Security number back in the day. And your question is, and you have to be very careful what you say about people with fake Social Security numbers and everything, but I'll tell you what the law is. Okay? The law is, if you believe that you have this Social Security number and you believe it to be a real Social Security number, you went to Social Security or you hired somebody to go to Social Security for you and you applied for this Social Security number and you believe this number in your head, you believe that this is a legit number. You know, what do you know? You came across the border. I don't know anything. I just got here to America. I go to a notario. He says, I say I need a Social Security number. He says, here, I'm going to apply for one. He says, fantastic. And the notario gives it to you. I'm just making this up. And you believe, because the notario gave it to you, that it's a good Social Security number, and you use it, you didn't do anything wrong because you didn't knowingly commit a crime. Now, if you file a tax return, and you know that this Social Security number is a phony number, and you use it to file a tax return, well, then you knowingly used a fake Social Security number to file a tax return, you've now committed a crime, which is why I'm saying to you, be very careful what you ask and what you say, and probably this would require a consultation personally with an attorney, whether it's me or somebody else, but in a privileged conversation. Got it?
Okay.
All right. So
I was just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hold on one second.
I was just gonna ask, like, does he have to pay back taxes?
Okay. Well, if he worked, maybe yes, he would have to owe. He would owe taxes, and then he has an issue with fake Social Security numbers. So he has lots of issues. So I think he needs to speak to an attorney. That's my opinion. So hold on one second, okay? Let's go to Michael in East Newark, New Jersey. Michael.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I wanted to find out. I was supposed to go for an interview, my marriage visa application. They gave me a date of April, but because of COVID, and it was cancelled. But later on, they sent me a letter that it is ready for reschedule. But I have not gotten any answer from till now.
Okay. Well, hopefully it'll come soon.
Okay. Secondly,
okay.
I also wanted to find out because when I applied, I was given a work authorization, but I didn't apply for parole then.
Okay.
But I don't know. Can I still apply for, because I'm trying to travel with my wife? I don't know. Can I still apply?
Yeah, do it. File an I-131. It doesn't even cost you any money.
All right then. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right. Let's go to Ruhal in Long Island, New York. Ruhal in Long Island, New York. Rahul, maybe, in Long Island, New York. Raul, maybe, in Long Island, New York.
Hello.
How are you? What is your name?
Hi, Bern. How are you? I'm good.
What is your name?
Okay, my name is Rahul. I'm from India.
Okay. What can I do to help you?
Yeah, I live in New York. So I came in US Jan 9, 2019 on B1, B2 visa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And after like 3 months, I got married with a Spanish girl. She's a green card holder.
I'm listening.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I'm shaking my head.
Yeah.
I'm shaking my head. Yes, I hear you.
Okay. Cool. So after like 2-3 months, the things are not going good between us.
Uh-huh.
So we both are separated.
Okay.
Then after that, I received my marriage certificate. I took the marriage certificate from the court. And meanwhile, she shifted to Florida. And then she called me up after like 5-6 months. She told me that I got you.
You got what?
Hello?
I'm listening to you,
Yeah,
Rahul.
she told
you what?
After 5-6 months, she told me I want divorce.
Okay.
So I'm going to file divorce online.
Okay.
And she did that.
Okay.
But after that, I called her and asked her. She told me that go over there, just ask them about the divorce paper. I called them. So the person from the court, she said that you guys not divorced. They asked for a reply. She didn't reply because she shifted.
What is your question? Yet you got married.
My question is,
your wife moved to Florida, and you want to know about a divorce. What is your question?
I know. My question is, I got married, but now what I have to do? I don't want to give her a divorce, because if I give her a divorce, I'm still the same person. I'm still illegal right now.
Yeah, but you can't force somebody.
So what next step I have to do?
You can't force somebody to sponsor you. This woman left
you.
Yeah,
I know.
I know. This woman. But Raul, this woman left you, and she says, "I don't want to be with you anymore, and I want a divorce." So sometimes life sucks. Okay, you got married to somebody, and she doesn't want to help you. She doesn't love you. And unless there was abuse in the relationship, unless she physically hurt you or emotionally abused you to such an extreme level, unfortunately, you have to accept to get a divorce. And unfortunately, you're still out of status. But hopefully, you're a good-looking man and you're a nice man. And there's plenty of fish in the sea. This is a country of 300 million people. And there's somebody in this country for you somewhere. And you fall in love again and do it again.
Yeah, I understand this thing. But But I just want to see what I can do. Actually, I'm still illegal. I want to be legal here. So any ways to get legal, sir?
Get a divorce, fall in love, and do it again.
This is a long-term process. I know that, but still, for meantime, right now I'm doing these things.
If your question is, I'm illegal or I'm out of status, how do I get a green card? That's not something we're going to solve.
That's my question, actually.
That is not something I can solve on this live show. How could I can't solve all your problems in a 45-second question, but happy to have a consultation with you and go through your whole life and figure it out. So hold on 1 second, okay? All right. Raul does not want to get divorced. He is a man in love. Maybe he should have called Dr. Love. Maybe Dr. Love would have given him some information.
Maybe.
Vanessa, I don't know what information I could have given this man. He doesn't want to get divorced.
Sam might have been able to give him some love information. He's the new love.
That is right. Chief. But there is 300 million people who live in America. And you know what? There's somebody for everybody, right?
I agree.
You just got to keep looking and not get discouraged. You just got to keep looking and not get discouraged.
Yes.
So with that, I'm going to be back in a minute to do social media check-in. But first, in this Braducation, I answer the question, how long after I get married before I can file for my spouse? You can file for your spouse the next day, and you should. People think that they should wait because somehow it's going to make it look like it's more of a real marriage. Quite frankly, if you're in a real marriage, it's going to be real if you file the day after you get married, and it's going to be real if you file 6 months after you get married, and it's going to be real if you file 1 year after you get married. So you might as well file right after you get married. If, on the other hand, it is something other than a real marriage, whether you wait 1 day to file, 6 months to file, or a year to file, I can almost assure you, you will not get through. The Immigration Service will figure it out, so you're only hurting yourself and fooling yourself. Quite frankly, don't outsmart anybody. Don't try to outsmart yourself. If you're married and you want a green card, get married, file right. All right. By the way, before we get into our social media check-in, I will be playing a game of Bradified Marriage with Emmet and Adelaide from Toronto, Canada. I will not be doing it. Yonathan's doing it. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to watch. But Yonathan will be playing a game of Bradified Marriage with Emmet and Adelaide in a little bit. Before we get to that, I do have to remind everybody we have an Instagram page. If you want to see the best of Brad Show Live, all you got to do is follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram. And if you did not get your immigration questions answered by me and you would like to send me a DM on the side, you can follow me at Real Brad Bernstein on Instagram as well. And Yonathan and Ness-quick, you have anything you would like to promote?
Yes, you guys can follow me at Yonathan Elias TV on all social media platforms.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
All right, let's do some social media check-in. Let's see what everyone has to say.
All right, our first one comes from Abraham in Ethiopia. He says that he got petitioned by a U.S. citizen woman, and they got married. They passed everything, but the age difference is significantly.
So the guy, so the embassy doesn't believe it's a real marriage because there's a big age difference.
Exactly. So they appealed because, they got denied for the age difference. Now, Abraham, like I said, is an Ethiopian, and they haven't heard anything else after appealing. And they said it's probably due to the COVID, but what other options do they have?
Right, number one, there is no appeal. So what happens is the petition gets sent back to immigration, and immigration has to issue what's called a notice of intent to deny, giving all the reasons they don't believe it's a real marriage. Then you have 30 days to respond to that notice of intent to deny, also known as annoyed. And then they send, if you answer that properly, they'll send it back to the U.S. Embassy for a second interview, and then your U.S. citizen spouse would have to come to Ethiopia, and they would give you a Stokes interview at the U.S. Embassy. The other choice is file a new I-130. Maybe that would be faster. Nobody says you can't file again, and then let the embassy know that your spouse is coming, and they'll give you a Stokes interview. But you're going to have to do a Bradified marriage at one point or the other.
All right.
Next one comes from Be Nice Tabizi on Facebook. A friend of mine was denied and given 33 days to leave the U.S. Is there anything we can do to help?
I don't know enough. I would need to speak to him. I don't know what he was denied about. I don't know who's forcing him to leave.
All right, next one comes from Stargirl Mika on Facebook saying, after my mother gets her green card, can she go back to Jamaica to marry my stepfather and then apply for him to come here to the U.S.?
Absolutely.
All right, next one comes from Joy Serbo on YouTube. If my employer is willing to sponsor me, can I use the I-245 application for my adjustment of status?
No, it's an I-485, and you have to be in legal status or 245I eligible, or 245K, which means you haven't been out of status more than 180 days, so we need to know a lot more.
Okay, our next one comes from Michael U. James on YouTube, saying, if I was supposed to have my green card interview in April 2020, but it was postponed due to COVID-19, will USCIS send me a new interview date?
They absolutely will. Hang in there.
Okay, Jolie Palmer on YouTube. What is the significance of a priority date?
Priority date is the date your application was received by immigration, and they generally issue immigration benefits based on first in. So meaning if your priority date is January 1st, you're before somebody who filed February 1st or March 1st, depending on what category you're in.
Okay, next one comes from Kenny Sang on Instagram saying, is USCIS still issuing green cards or are they on hold?
They're still issuing green cards.
Meng Chang on YouTube asks, how can I rectify a misrepresentation made on my green card application?
Well, I think we spoke to Meng Chang on the phone, and his mother-in-law did actually misrepresent it, so you can't rectify it. You need a waiver, and we talked about the different waivers, and you can only get a waiver through your spouse or your parent if you're applying for a green card. You can do a non-immigrant visa, and I even told him about that as well, but you have to show what the benefit is to coming to America, and in his particular case, his mother-in-law was coming to take care of a child, which really doesn't benefit America.
All right, Catherine on Facebook saying, how long do I have to wait to apply for asylum once I've been in the U.S.?
Do it within a year or forever hold your peace.
Dadu on YouTube asks, can someone be deported if they are married can someone be deported if they are married and then denied to continue their affidavit and the beneficiary already has a green card?
All right, let's put that into our Facebook to English translator and say that one more time verbatim, and let me figure out what he's trying to ask.
We'll go back to that one. Anis on YouTube asks, can I bring my father-in-law to the U.S.?
Can you bring? Yeah, go. He can get on a plane himself. You can bring him anywhere you want. But if the question is, can you file for him? Can you get him a green card? Can you get him a visa? You can't get him a visa, but if you're his adult son or daughter, you can file a visa petition for him if you're a U.S. citizen, for sure.
Okay, Adrian Cross on IG saying, if my EAD expires in December 2020, when should I file for an extension?
4 months before.
The next one comes from Joan Washington on YouTube. How long does it take to get an I-130?
Depends who's sponsoring you.
Natalie Neves on YouTube saying, where in the world can you marry legally on a tourist visa?
Where in the world can you marry legally on a tourist visa?
Yes.
You're an American citizen, so you want to go meet your spouse in a third country right now and get married. There's not a lot of places you can meet. You can meet your spouse in the Caribbean. You can meet your spouse in Mexico. You can meet your spouse in Bora Bora, Dubai, Croatia. Most of, I think, Morocco is open. Turkey's open to Americans. It changes every day.
I see. Ben on Facebook asked, I received an EAD card with a gender error. Is this a big deal? Can I still use it to obtain my social security number and a job?
Well, if you're a man and you're going to go to Social Security and you're going to claim you're a woman, it's going to be like Austin Powers. You're a mod, baby. You're a mod. So you have to get it changed. Ask for a replacement.
Okay, DuPont Finance on YouTube saying, my husband filed for me 7 months ago and I'm here currently on a visitor's visa. Is there any way I can stay here and wait for the approval, or do I have to go back to my home country?
Well, if your husband's a U.S. citizen and you're here right now, file an adjustment. And if he's a resident and you're here legally and you're here more than 90 days, file an adjustment.
Okay, this one comes from Louis Martinelli on Facebook. If my VAWA petition was approved a month ago, what happens now?
You have to file an I-45 unless it's already filed.
Okay, Nova Samaj on YouTube saying, is it possible for a minor who is a resident to receive government benefits without it affecting immigration status of the parents?
A minor can receive benefits. It will not affect the poverty guidelines for parents.
Laverne Parker on YouTube asked, is there any news on interview dates that have happened canceled due to coronavirus pandemic?
Depends where you are. In New York, they're rescheduling them right now. People are getting interviews and they're getting very fast notifications, like 2, 3, 4 days notice, and boom, you're in.
Dave on YouTube saying, will the U.S. president lift the ban on visas earlier than December 31st date he initially declared? Yeah.
There it goes. I knew that's what was going to have the answer.
Magic 8 Ball. When we're getting down to asking Uncle Brad to read a pumpkin's
In the midst
mind,
of a pandemic.
In the midst of a pandemic, will the pumpkin in the White House do anything about anything? Anything. I'm asking, will the pumpkin do anything about anything? And the answer is... My reply is no. I mean, really, this Magic 8 Ball knows what it's talking about. I don't think the pumpkin's going to do anything. We're going to do 2 more, guys.
Yeah, Samuel on Instagram asked, I don't have documentation of my vaccinations to include with my immigration forms. What should I write for the explanation?
What do you mean you don't have vaccinations?
He just writes, he doesn't have the documentation of his vaccinations to include.
Then you need to go to the doctor and get vaccinated. So your choice is give the doctor your vaccination card or do new vaccinations. Those are your choices. There's no anti-vaxxer. There's no anti-vaxxer waiver for immigrants. You either do it, you prove you either got the vaccine, or you do the vaccine, or you're not getting a green card.
Okay, we actually have that one from earlier, from Dadu, where you couldn't, we couldn't do it. So let's try and do that for the last one. Can someone be deported if they're married and someone else declined to continue their affidavit and the beneficiary already has a green card?
If the beneficiary has a green card, you cannot get deported because somebody withdraws an affidavit of support. It's too bad. It's too bad on the person who signed the affidavit of support because the answer is you can't withdraw it. Too bad.
Right.
Okay. With that, in honor of Hump Day, we're throwing it back to last summer when Yonathan played a game of Bradified Marriage with Emmet and Adelaide, a couple visiting New York City from Toronto, Canada. Let's see if they can pass a USCIS Stokes Marriage Interview.
It's your boy Yonathan Elias out here on the streets of New York, and you already know what time it is. It's time for Bradified Marriage. I'm going to find a lucky couple and give them the Stokes interview. You guys already know, in order to get your citizenship here, they're going to give you an interview just to make sure it's a bona fide marriage, and we want to prepare you for them. All right, now let's go get our couple. All right, guys, I got my new friends over here. What's your name?
Emmet.
And Adelaide.
And this couple's from Toronto. Give them some love. Now, are you guys ready for the Bradified Marriage?
I think so.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to send you back. I'm going to ask them some questions, okay? All right, now first question. What are you allergic to?
She's never going to know this. We haven't talked about it. Cephalosporin. It's like a type of medicine, but I haven't, it's since I was a baby, you know?
Oh, see? And what is she allergic to?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. What are you allergic to?
Nothing.
And what is he allergic to?
Nothing.
Okay. Now, what was your nickname as a child?
Huh. I might not know that. That's a, yeah, other than the mean ones, you know? Damn.
Oh, no. No. And how about his nickname as a child?
Oh, I don't know. His friends call him Emmet now, but I don't know what it was as a kid.
I don't know if I really had like a lasting nickname. As Emmet sort of was like the only name. I was the only Emmet, so people just stuck with that. You know?
And how about her nickname?
I have no idea.
What was your nickname as a child?
Addie or Adelaide Marmalade.
Oh, that's cute. Now, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Mint chocolate chip.
Yeah. Good. And what's his favorite?
Mint chocolate chip.
Ah, all right. And what is hers?
Oh, wow. I'm going to guess like something with coconut, but again, I'm guessing, I got to say. That's great.
All right. Now, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oreo.
Okay. What's your favorite movie?
I got a lot of favorite movies. I'm going to go with Pet Sematary, but the old one, not the new one.
I knew the old one. Got to go with the classic. How about his favorite movie?
Oh my God. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Ooh. That was my movie too. Yeah. And how about her favorite movie?
Her favorite movie, I'm going to say Cat Ballou.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite movie?
10 Things I Hate About You, or Cat Ballou.
All right. Do you have any phobias? And if so, what is it?
Yeah, I definitely have some phobias. I'm going to go with snakes because we just saw some guys holding these giant snakes on the Brooklyn Bridge, so that's fresh in my mind.
There you go. And how about for him?
He's not big on snakes.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. And how about for her?
She's pretty brave. She's not scared of a lot, I don't think. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say nothing. I think she's afraid of nothing.
All right. I like that. That's a safe answer right there. All right. Do you have any phobias? And if so, what?
I don't like revolving doors. No, that's not a phobia. No, I don't think so.
So no phobias. Okay. All right. Now, where did you take your first picture together?
We were lying in my bed and we had face masks on.
I'm not gonna ask any further questions.
Yeah.
And I love that answer. So, where did you take your first picture together?
Oh, okay. This is a weird one. Because the first picture of us is like, well, there's like an illustration somebody did at a bar, and then there's like a selfie we took with like face masks on, like in his bedroom.
Okay.
Until like this weekend, there were no other record that we'd ever been in the same place together.
Are you serious? And look at you guys now doing a whole Stokes interview.
Yeah.
And last one, what's your favorite holiday?
I think Christmas. I'm going to go with Christmas.
Me too. And what's hers?
I think Halloween.
Ooh, I like that. All right. Yeah, spooky. I like it. What is your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Okay, and what's his favorite holiday?
Christmas.
All right. Now let's bring him. All right. Now, what is he allergic to? 1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
Cephalosporin.
What?
Yeah, that's the thing.
What?
Not since I was a little baby. So I've never talked about it. So you have no reason to know that.
Well, what are you allergic to?
Cephalosporin.
That's not a real thing.
It's a type of medicine or something. I don't even know.
On the count of 3, what is she allergic to? 1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
There we go. Okay. All right. You feeling good so far?
Confident?
Oh,
okay.
All right. On the count of 3, what was his nickname as a child? 1, 2, 3.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I was the only Emmet, so that was the only thing I had.
So he did say that. On the count of 3, what was her nickname? 1, 2, 3.
Addie?
Oh, of course. I mean, I always think that. Oh, yeah. I actually thought of that over there, and I was like, she's not going to tell him that. No way.
You got to tell everything.
That's true. No, I couldn't think of anything.
I don't know.
Now, on the count of 3, what's his favorite ice cream flavor? 1, 2, 3.
Mint chocolate chip. There we go.
This deserves a little peck on the cheek. Yes, that was real cute. All right, on the count of 3, what's her favorite ice cream flavor? 1, 2, 3.
Oreo?
Oh, of course. I should have known.
Maybe Mistrex?
Yeah. Should have known.
All right. Now, on the count of 3, what's his favorite movie? 1, 2, 3.
Pet Cemetery. Oh. I mean, yeah. I didn't think of that one. That's a great one.
Are we talking about the first one?
The first live action one.
Yes. With April and all that. That was my favorite. The whole game. Yeah, on the count of 3, what's her favorite movie?
Cat Baloo.
All right. Now, on the count of 3, what's his phobia? 1, 2, 3.
Snakes.
There you go. Okay. On the count of 3, what's her phobia? 1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
Yeah, I said maybe revolving doors.
But then she said nothing after because that's not really a phobia. All right. Now, this one. On the count of 3, your first place, you guys took a picture together. 1, 2, 3.
With the face
Lying in my bed with the face mask.
I told him I'm not going to ask any more questions, but she gave the background story. So
nice Sunday morning. You know.
There you go. Now, on the count of 3, what's his favorite holiday? 1, 2, 3.
Christmas.
Okay, on the count of 3, what's her favorite holiday? 1, 2, 3.
Halloween. Oh, what? I mean, everybody likes Christmas, but you know.
All right, there you have it, my lovely couple from Toronto. I don't know if they really would have passed the interview, but you can tell they're definitely a fun-loving couple. All right, what did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Brad, what did you think? Did they pass or not? Back to the studio.
They failed. But Yo-Yo, who knew masks
The
were going to
face
be
mask?
in? Yeah. Did you hear the question?
That's
Face mask,
crazy, right?
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
All right. What do we got? 9 questions, 50 seconds. All right. By the way, Jilly's yelling in my ear they passed. I don't think they passed. But Yo-Yo and Vanessa, I'm channeling their voices. I hear them. I'm channeling them. We're ready. We're ready to do it.
Are you gonna pass, Brad?
Are
we gonna pass?
I don't know. Let's find out. On Yo-Yo's, don't blow me up, man. On Yo-Yo's first words. Ready, go.
Will the Census Bureau listen to Trump's demands?
No. Oh, yeah. No.
Will my biometrics appointments be rescheduled if it was canceled due to COVID?
Yes.
How long before my I-751 expires should I file for the extension?
There is no, it's your I-751, you get a stamp in your passport, you got to make an InfoPass appointment.
Is Trump disregarding the Supreme Court's ruling on DACA?
No, he wrote a new memo.
Are DACA applications being accepted now?
Yes, renewals.
If I qualify for public charge, will I absolutely be denied citizenship?
It has nothing to do with citizenship. You'll be fine.
How much money does an affidavit of support need to make to sponsor someone?
Depends on how many people in their family.
Is Trump's travel ban list still being upheld? Just answer the question, Brad. Yes or no?
Answer the question. What was it? I don't even know. I just watched my life come before me when it blew up.
I was just in flames.
Yeah.
Is Trump's travel ban list still being upheld?
Yes, it is. What was the question where you wanted me to comment on a policy? On a government policy? What was it? It was like, I'm like, what? What kind of question is this in speed round? What was that?
I know. Is Trump disregarding the Supreme Court's ruling on DACA?
No, there was one before that.
No, it's will my biometrics
before that. It was like with one of the first two.
Oh.
With the census.
How long before?
What was the census question?
It's the first one.
Oh,
you're asking me a policy.
Bureau listen to Trump's demand.
Yeah, well, Magic 8 Ball.
You can't get stuck, Brad.
Magic 8 Ball, they blew me up over a policy question about me reading the Census Bureau's. It's a policy question. The Census Bureau. It's not a simple question that whether or not they're gonna listen to Trump's demands or not. The Census Bureau has to follow what the Supreme Court says. They are not going to count undocumented aliens at this moment unless somebody sues them. I think that was the first thing. The Supreme Court ruled that they can't ask, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" So I don't know which demand we're referring to, but that's also a policy. What do I think will happen in the future? Question. That got me blown up. All right, comments of the day.
All right, everybody. Our first comment today comes from Moya Douglas saying, "Squad up to the immigration king. Have an immigration problem? This king can fix it. Say his name, Uncle Brad."
All right.
Okie doke. The next one comes from Fun Loving Girl. I love we have fun loving girls on our squad. Hi, Brad. I have been listening to you for a very long time now. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, our third one comes from Sherry Bushy Foster. Oh, there's no drum roll, huh? Was there a drum roll?
We don't have drum rolls today. Got blown up with the rest
of
everything. There is no drum. Julian is trying to put the fire in the drum out right now.
Got you. All right, Sherry.
Oh, you got the drum back now. There it is.
Squad up. Guten Nacht. My favorite team on the face of social media.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, the next one comes from Maite Naranjo, and she says, "Finally catching a live show."
All right.
Awesome. She plays back.
All right.
All right, guys, our last comment of the day comes from Lisa Bling Rose saying, "Only on Hump Day do you hear things you've never heard before."
Ooh, baby, I don't hear a lot of this stuff either. All right, I never heard of drive-through strip clubs. I didn't know employees are going to campsites in the middle of the day. Right, I didn't know about chicken daddies. Did you know anything about any chicken daddies?
Absolutely.
Did you know about this guy in a red Speedo on a Wednesday?
I remember that. That I remember. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Great job, crew. Great job, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. Thank you for watching, Squad. We'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks again. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm, located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.